Hello all and welcome. I am the Realist Philosopher, and in this video I'd like to discuss the subject of morality. So your first question might be, okay, what is morality? It's a good question. It's always smart to define one's terms. So simply put, morality is that which is right or wrong. Not necessarily what's good and evil, although sometimes they do cross paths. There we go. That's it. That's morality in a nutshell. Oh, wait, not quite. I haven't outlined the criteria for what's right and what's wrong. All right, so let's get a little more specific, shall we, and explore the issue further. So, that which determines what is moral and what is immoral is well-being. All right, you might then be tempted to ask, well, what is well-being then? Well, in the strictest sense, the definition of well-being is that which is best for oneself in terms of health and happiness. Okay, what if what's best for someone is lopping off other people's heads and using those heads for soup bowls? That's a fair question. A gory one, but a fair one regardless. So to that I would reply by saying that, well, that would be immoral, which is not moral. You see, it's a different classification entirely, and it's in total opposition to that which is moral behavior. You see, moral behavior is based on well-being, and your own well-being also has to do with the well-being of others, while immoral behavior, well, is in opposition to that. Now, if you think it's okay to run around lopping off people's heads, and everyone or the majority of people felt the same way as you, and were also running around lopping off people's heads, well, that's not the kind of place I'd want to live in, right? It's also not the kind of place 99% of people want to live in. Most people want their own well-being to be respected and protected. And while you can never assure anyone's well-being 100% of the time, it's certainly far more likely that your well-being will be respected and upheld when the majority embrace well-being. This is why we have laws that to a large degree respect the well-being of others and protect it. You see, in respecting and protecting the well-being of others, what we're also doing is protecting and respecting and promoting our own well-being. This is also why morality is not relative, nor is it subjective. Now, yes, the root source of morality is subjective to a certain extent as it comes from us, but at the same time, well-being is objective. It is a reality. That which is most conducive to our happiness and health is a very real standard, and therefore is the basis for objective morality. For you see, that which is our well-being is always going to be that which is our well-being. There will never be a time when it's not in our best interests to be free to pursue our goals and happiness in life and allow other people to do the same. There will never be a time when it's in our best interest to embrace crime and criminality. There will never be a time when it's in our best interest to act in a way that goes against being happy and healthy. And again, if what makes you happiest is slaughtering people, then you're an immoral person and need to be at the very least locked away. As for morality, that which is moral has always been moral and will always be moral. There's no relativity to it. There was no time in history when keeping slaves was moral. There was no time in history when having sex with children was moral. There was no time in history when murder was moral. There was only a time when people's understanding of what was moral and immoral was limited. Now, of course, there are always going to be people who act without thinking and don't take well-being into mind. People who lie, cheat, steal, or murder. These people are immoral. They're also not healthy or happy, and if they are happy, they're most likely not healthy in regards to their own mind or in their conceptions of what is most conducive to well-being. Such people are sick. Thankfully, such people are few and far between in the grand scheme of things, and thank goodness for that. Morality is, to a very large degree, what keeps our cultures and countries stable and whole. If you destroy it, tamper with it, try to rebrand it as something subjective or relative in any way, shape, or form, well, you can watch such ideas spread like cancer until nation-states die. Morality is not relative or subjective. One man's sinner is not another man's saint. He's either a sinner or a saint based on well-being. Your actions, well, they are objectively moral or immoral based on how they affect either your own well-being or the well-being of others, which ties directly back into your own. For you see, that which is allowed to happen to others can also happen to you. Yes, morality comes from us, but it's based on something universally right and true for all mankind: well-being. Hence, morality is an objective reality, and it's not relative or based on the time in history one is living. Murder is wrong no matter what age you're in. Sex with children is wrong no matter what time you live in or what a specific culture might have to say about it. Killing for fun is wrong regardless of the era or culture. What is wrong, and what is right. There's no ambiguity to morality. And if you think about what I've said, you'll see I'm correct. Explore any moral question, and it'll boil down to one thing at the very heart of all of them: the question of well-being, which is the very heart of objective morality. If you'd like to support my work, check out the links in the description. I have 2 Patreon pages, one for my podcast, which I make twice a week, and another link for a monthly donation platform on Patreon, as little as $1. So if you would like to support my work, I would greatly appreciate it. And that's it. I am the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.